and we are live on a Thursday for a special edition of ABL Live. We have the part 2 of the Donald Trump and Sean Hannity Town Hall. Hopefully we get some audience questions. That's what we're here for tonight. And shout out to you guys on a Thursday night for joining me. I really, really appreciate y'all. Hold on. Kaya Sprosman says RFK endorsed Trump, yet his lead hasn't changed. Well, shout out to RFK, but I don't think RFK is going to be a big factor in the race as it turns out. But he can help out in the administration, so I don't want to dunk on RFK. He can be helpful, but not necessarily in that way. All right. Now, we got to get to the actual... we got to get to the actual town hall here. Shout out to you guys again for joining. I appreciate y'all for being here on a Thursday. Let's go ahead and get straight to it because we're starting right now, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go ahead and get right back on deck. All right. Y'all give me 1 second while I load it, and then we'll keep on moving. Let's see if my man got it up. Let me see. Well, I think I saw somebody else that had it. Yeah, let's go about it like this. Yeah, let's go about it this way. I'm gonna put his video up, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a better one. Okay. Okay, we have some video right here. I put that up for now. Shout out to Drew Hernandez. I'm gonna try to get a different. It's so hard to get. They make it so difficult, man. Like, can I just rant for a minute? This right here is just Sean Hannity talking, but can I rant for a minute? These people make it so difficult.
You know, I always plan out, I do all this research to ask you questions and you just go. But we came here also to hear from the people of Harrisburg. Before we get to the people, I want to again introduce, we introduced him last night on the show. Dave McCormick is the Republican Senate candidate from Pennsylvania. Senator, great to have you. I'll give you a chance to say a couple of words.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sean, and thank you for Mr. President for being here in the Keystone State. And the Keystone State is going to decide the future of the country, put you back in the White House and a majority in the Senate. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
And, Mr. President, it's a scary time in the world. Our adversaries around the world, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, are testing us. They're challenging us. We've lost deterrence. They think America's weak. They think America's on retreat.
Right.
And my question to you is, on day one, when you're back in the White House, how do we restore deterrence? How do we bring strength and capability back to our military? And how do we make sure that everybody in the world knows that America is back?
So thank you, David, and good luck with the race. It's really important that you win. I hope you're going to vote. He's a great gentleman and he's a great warrior. The first thing we have to do, we have to strengthen our country from within. And we have a lot of bad people from within, but we have to straighten it. We have to, number one, have a border like we had it 4 years ago, which was strong, where the wrong people didn't get in. We have to have that. The other thing, we want to become, again, energy independent. We were energy independent 4 years ago. And what we really want is energy dominance. And then, as you know, I rebuilt the entire military, and we had it like nobody has ever had it before. And then this guy gave away $85 billion worth of equipment to Afghanistan in the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. But we have a lot more than that. We rebuilt the military. We want to be strong, but we want to do it peace through strength. That's what we want. Peace through strength. We shouldn't have to use our military. But we're going to have the greatest military in the world. Thank you, David.
All right, ma'am, hi. What's your name?
My name is Deborah Williams.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm good.
Hold on, pause for a second. I got a different source. Shout out to Drew Hernandez. Okay, let's go over here. and pull this up.
$85 billion worth of equipment to Afghanistan in the most embarrassing.
I'm sorry for kind of going back in time a little bit. I just wanted to get a better source. So y'all please bear with me.
Rebuilt the military. We want to be strong, but we want to do it peace through strength. That's what we want. Peace through strength. We shouldn't have to use our military. But we're going to have the greatest military in the world. Thank you, David.
All right, ma'am, hi, what's your name?
My name is Deborah Williams.
Hi, Deborah, how are you?
I'm good now.
Hi, Deborah.
Oh, because of me or because of the president? I'm just guessing. No, I'm kidding.
I plead the fifth.
Good answer.
Mr. President, I want to thank you for coming and sharing your time with us today.
Thank you, Deborah.
What could you share that you've learned during the first time being in the Oval Office for those who are hesitant to vote for you now?
So we need a strong president. And, you know, I actually think we had a very stable administration, but we were hit with this weaponization. We were hit weaponized. They've never done this before. The weaponization, all of the different Russia hoax, all of the different hoaxes, and we won every single one of them. The most important thing, and I found it, and you could say this is true in business also, we have to get the right people. When I first went there, 2016, I had a lot of good people, I had a lot of good advice, but I put people in that in some cases were not what I really wanted because I didn't know much about Washington. I was there 17 times in my whole life, and I wasn't in D.C. very much, but I got to know them, and I got to know them the hard way. And I know the good ones, the bad ones, the weak ones, the smart ones, the dumb ones. I know them all now. And the key, and we had great ones. I mean, economic development, we did so well. The military, we did fantastically well. We knocked out ISIS, 100% of the ISIS caliphate. We have some great people in the military, not the ones that you see on television, but great people. But a big key to running it is get the right people. You put the right person and the right group of people at the heads of these massive agencies, you're going to have tremendous success. And I know now the people, and I know them better than anybody would know them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah. Ma'am, hi. Ma'am, what's your name?
Sue Helm.
Hey,
and I'd
Sue.
like to welcome you to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
We love you both. So
That's it.
wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm a small business owner. I'm the owner of Century 21 at the Helm Real Estate.
Good.
The 4 years of your presidency, Mr. Trump, were the best economically I have experienced in the 35 years I own this business. And my question is, what are your plans and policies to restore the economy so small business owners can thrive and make America great once again?
Good.
Thank you.
Good. You know, we had a woman who was very spectacular, Linda McMahon, and she ran the Small Business Administration, did a phenomenal job. And that's a very important group for what we're talking about with small business. But to put it a little simpler, we're going to have low interest rates. We're going to have low taxes. We're going to give you tremendous incentive to grow and to build your business. And, you know, a lot of people have said that. They said, one person who didn't support me, he said, I must admit, I had the most successful 4 years of my life, but I'm going to vote for some. I said, and now that person came back to me. I don't want that person. I don't want that person. You know, they say you should take everybody, but that's not the way I'm built. It's one of those little problems. This person, no, this was in the Republican primary, said, I had the best 4 years I've ever had under Trump, but I'm going to support this one. I said, that's the end of that, you know, when they came back. But we're going to lower interest rates. We're going to have low taxes. We're going to have tremendous incentives for small business. You know, small business is much bigger than big business in this country when you add it all up. And we're going to take care of small business in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, what's your name?
Travis Finkenbinder. I'm from Palmyra, Pennsylvania.
Hi.
I'd like to welcome you both here, and it's an honor to stand before you.
Thank you, Trey.
Mr. President, is it possible to correct the extensive damage the current administration has caused related to our safety and security? From the border crisis to the plethora of weapons left behind in Afghanistan, I fear for my 3 adolescent sons. At night, what do I tell Cale, Kate, and Cole about their safety and their future of this great nation?
Well, the first thing you should do is pray.
Amen.
Because what they've done to our country, right? What they've done to our country, and I hate to use the word, what these stupid people, naive people, but bad people, weaponization. Again, they're after me. I got more court cases. On Friday, I have one. On Monday, I have one. And they do that for very bad reasons. They don't want you to campaign. They want to keep you off the campaign. They want to try and take as much money as possible instead of putting it in. But let me just tell you, the hardest problem we have, because a smart president would be able to get along with Russia, China. There are a lot of reasons why. But the biggest problem we have is they've allowed 21 million people into our country. And I told you last night, I tell you tonight, it's the single biggest problem. They've poisoned our country. They're coming in from prisons. They're coming in from mental institutions. Terrorists are coming in. The criminals are coming off the streets in Caracas, Venezuela, but all over the world, not just in South America. It's the single hardest problem that we would have never had. If I were president, you wouldn't have that problem. You wouldn't have inflation. You wouldn't have Russia attacking Ukraine. You wouldn't have had October 7th with Israel. You wouldn't have had the Afghanistan disaster, which I think is the single most embarrassing day in the history of our country, where they have billions of dollars of equipment. We lost 13 great soldiers, and I celebrated and honored their wonderful, they call them their children, then they are their children. They're wonderful children. They're kids. I went to Arlington Cemetery with them the other day, and at their request, and Sean knows this better than anybody, and it was very tough for me to get there, I will tell you. I don't want to say that, but it was very tough. I was in a different part of the world, frankly, and I got there, and we had a beautiful couple of hours together. First, we had a ceremony, and then we had we went down to the grave sites, and they said, "Sir, could we have a picture with my son?" In one case, it was a daughter. Could we have a picture with my daughter? We took pictures. We stayed for a long time, and then I left, and that was it. I thought it was beautiful. And those people are phenomenal, what they've done. Joe Biden and Kamala killed those children because of their incompetence, just like they had a gun that killed them. And I went home, and I thought it was a beautiful thing. I told my wife, I told our great First Lady, who people love, they love her, but I said, it was so sad and yet so beautiful and joyful in a sense. I mean, the people, they had something that was very special. And I went there, and, I had them up to Bedminster. I got to know many of them, most of them. But I get home, and I get a call from one of my people. "Sir, they're saying that you use this for public relations purposes." And you know what happened? It was so beautiful. Every one of those people made a video to say that Donald Trump came there. I got enough publicity. I don't need publicity. I'd like to get half the publicity. I'd be very happy. But they said that, and you saw the videos. The videos became very, very well known and famous, actually. Some beautiful statements. And I went there. I got nothing out of that except to take care of people that were not taken care of by our government. And Joe Biden and Kamala should call those people and apologize, because that was the most incompetent withdrawal in the history of our country. There's never been anything so. Think of it. We took the military out first. You're supposed to take the military out last. Once the military was gone, they had free shots at us. But we took the military out first, and then it began. We lost 13 soldiers. Many were horribly wounded, meaning no legs, no arms. The face was obliterated. Many, we don't even talk about those people, and we have to. We left Americans behind, and you cover that better than anybody. We left many Americans behind, and we left billions and billions of dollars of brand new military equipment behind, that now they are one of the largest sellers of military equipment in the world. Afghanistan, they're selling the equipment that we just walked away from. It was so incompetent, but to be with those people was a real honor, I have to tell you. And for them to go out of their way, and every one of them made a video, they said, "Sir, could you take a picture next to the grave of my son?" I said, "Of course." Could you imagine if I said, "No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it." But every one of those people appreciated it, and every one of them made a tape, and they sent it out, and it became very viral, as they say nowadays, and it was a great honor for me to be there. Thank you.
And I should add,
Great answer.
and Joe Biden were both invited. And this was not, you knew these families. You had met with them at Bedminster.
Yes,
you were familiar with them.
I knew them.
And they invited you, you went, and they said, "Would you take a picture?" And then you did, and then you were attacked by, and then the families were furious at Kamala about it. I think this is going to be the last question. What's your name, sir?
Hi, Alistair Hackett from Spring Lake, New Jersey.
Hey, Alex.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I'm a recent college graduate and am concerned with the growing influence of wokeness in many of our top institutions. We saw General Milley take this to new heights under his leadership in the military. What is your plan to combat radical ideology in the military and in our corporations?
Well, first of all, Milley. That day in Congress where Milley proclaimed his wokeness was an embarrassment to our country. And remember this, we don't have a woke military. We have some guys at the top that talk it, but you couldn't convince them to be woke if you were screaming at them for 5 weeks. We took out 100% of the ISIS caliphate in 4 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years. And I got to meet the real generals, and they are unbelievable. Our military is unbelievable. Remember it. Unbelievable. There's no wokeness. There's no wokeness. And all we're going to do is you go out, you get your degree, you work hard, you're going to see a different country. We have to get elected. If we don't get elected, I don't know what's going to happen to our country. I just don't know. They're so bad. And normally I wouldn't say that. I'd say, well, they're working, they're a Democrat. These aren't Democrats. These are people long beyond Democrats. When I used to say to Sean on his show, I'd say, our country, Sean, will never be a socialist country. And it won't. It'll be a communist country. They skipped socialism. We cannot let this happen to our country, because if it does happen, we'll never be able to come back. We'll never be able to make a comeback from it. So we're going to have a big election. This is Pennsylvania, a very important, the Commonwealth. You never want to call it a state, the Commonwealth. If you ever call it a state, I've seen their political career ruined by saying the state of Pennsylvania. No, you never want to call it a state. Now, I'll tell you how dishonest they are. They'll take that one little statement where I said the state of Pennsylvania, and they'll play it, the state of Pennsylvania. They'll cut it.
Well, there's one other thing.
Let me just, because they're fake. And one thing we should say, not him and not Fox, and we have a couple of others out there that are good, but the biggest, a great enemy to this country is the fake news media. It's a big, big enemy. And they have to change their ways. They have to change their ways.
Before we let the president go, because this is airing part 2 on Thursday night, I want to ask you one final question. In 5 nights, you'll be on the stage, not with me, but with Kamala Harris.
Oh, boy.
Now, if I'm going to make a prediction, I think she's going to try and annoy, agitate, irritate, frustrate, and piss you off, to use a phrase. And are you aware of how she debates, and probably every name in the book she can call you, and without giving away your tactic?
Yeah, you don't want to do that, but when I had Biden, you and I had the same discussion.
Yeah.
And I let him talk. I'm going to let her talk because, you've all seen it. There are those that say that Biden is smarter than she is, okay? And if that's the case, we have a problem. But, debating's an interesting thing. I've been in many debates. I think I probably have won because of debating, maybe. You know, we had a lot of debates with the Republicans. Then we had Crooked Hillary. We had a lot of different people we had to debate. And we had some great debates. You do remember the Rosie O'Donnell debate. Remember Rosie? Rosie O'Donnell. She's a real great one. Isn't she a great one? Anyway, but a debate is interesting. You can go in with all the strategy you want, but you have to sort of feel it out as the debate's taking place. I've seen it. You go in there and you have a strategy. Mike Tyson made the statement, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. It's true. It was a brilliant statement. It's a brilliant statement. So I could tell Sean exactly what I'm going to do, but, things change. It depends a lot on ABC. Will they be fair or not? If they're not going to be fair, I'm going to be a little bit different than if they are. I hope they're going to be fair. We're putting a lot of reliance on a network which is known for being extremely hostile to the people in this room and to, I think, 75-80% of the country, if you want to really know the truth. But, Sean, all I can say is this. I've seen Mitt Romney go and lock himself into a log cabin for 4 or 5 weeks, and then he came out and he was horrible in the debate. He couldn't talk. He gained great knowledge. He couldn't talk. And Candy Crowley came out and she made a terrible statement that turned out to be wrong, but it destroyed the guy. But look, you have to... the way I look at debating, I think I've been really practicing all my life for this stuff. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's sort of about. So it'll be an interesting evening. And the Biden debate was a very interesting evening. I was sort of surprised by it a little bit, by what he did and the way he reacted. And you don't know how somebody's going to react. Even a professional, you don't know how they're going to react. And you have to sort of go with it as you get up there, Sean. I'd love to give you an answer. This is what I'm going to do, Sean. But when you get up there, you sort of, because I've done a lot of it. I went from never having debated to having done a lot of debates.
But if she's going to try and annoy you, but that's not
I think we have a bigger problem. I think that ABC will try and annoy him.
I bet that too.
Okay.
President Donald Trump. Thank you, Harrisburg.
Okay, is that it? Is that the end?
All right, many thanks to our friends in Harrisburg, PA.
Wow, okay, so I guess...
And it was great to see so many of you. When we come back, Vladimir...
Okay, we're going to cut off of...
All right, shout out to you, Ohio Political News. Thank you for not showing your face and giving me the entire stream, man. You are a godsend. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't even know how you did that, how you were able to capture live feeds from probably YouTube TV or something like that. I don't even know how you did that, man. I've been trying to figure that out for forever. Yeah, so that was short. Now, a little bit of context for you guys who didn't see Wednesday's show. They had part 1 of that on yesterday. This was part 2. So, but I didn't know part 2 was only going to be like, what was that, like 20 minutes? I didn't know it was going to be like that. So that's pretty much what it was. Again, the first part aired yesterday on Wednesday, and that was more, about questions between Hannity and Trump, if I'm not mistaken. And then this was more about questions from the audience. And of course, this was pre-recorded before it debuted yesterday. You understand? So they taped it earlier in the day. Then they aired part 1 at 9 o'clock yesterday, and then part 2, 9 p.m. today, as part of Hannity's primetime show. So all they're going to do right now is just go into Hannity's show. That's kind of what's going on here. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll speak for a little while, then I wrap it on up, and I read some of you guys. If you got any super chats, any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I will be in the comments reading them. But I like the questions and I like the answers. And what I liked is how quickly he was able to respond. Kamala can never. Are we going to see Kamala do a town hall like that where people are asking her questions and it might even be tough questions? How is she going to be able to answer it? She doesn't even want to talk to the reporters who are going to be friendly to her. Remember, I showed you that video of Kamala going from the vehicle to the airplane. The vehicle pretty much pulled up right in front of the airplane. It was like when Hillary had to go 15 steps, if that, not even 15 steps, 15 inches from the curb to the Sprinter van, and she couldn't make it. and we had stuff falling out of her pants on the ground, metal objects, all kind of weird stuff, right? Remember that? Same thing with Kamala. But the difference is that she was not immobile or unable to move forward. She just didn't want to talk to the press because she's goofy as goofy can get. Whenever she's asked anything, she begins to talk and it just is a mess. Okay, you got this accent going on, that accent going on. You cackling, you're looking crazy. You're making these expressions from Jim Carrey's Mask. Listen, when you're looking like this, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not necessarily trying to clown her. I'm just saying this is the reason why they don't want her to go out there and do anything like that, because they know how she looks and know how people are. They're going to see this action and be like, who is this lady? Why am I listening to her talk? I'm going to ask you guys, what could Kamala be saying that requires all of this? All of that right there. That's, you just doing way too much. Okay, like, what you, Joe Clark from Lean On Me? You're some kind of aggressive inner city high school principal trying to get the kids to turn life around. What is going on with you in this picture? That kind of stuff. Tim Walz, same thing. Every time I see Tim Walz, he's looking like a ballerina. Twirl, twirl, twirl. That's Tim Walz. Tim Walz is like that. Is like my man. Shout out to my man that passed away. Real short guy. Mommy, look at me, the white guy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's like a middle-aged looking white guy, real small. And he was twirling like a ballerina. He looked like a woodshop worker by day, but then a cross-dresser at night. That's how Tim Walz looks. They don't want them to talk to the public because they know the public is going to be like, what am I looking at? They want to try to suppress Trump because they know the public loves Trump. He's entertaining. He's straight to the point, a masculine figure, a true leader, which Kamala and Tim Walz and all the rest of them are not true leaders. All they've been able to breed in DC are employees or followers or cogs in the machine. They don't have any true leaders. They crave subservience, not any kind of dominance. Well, they got certain people that are put in place, the higher ups, that want to stay higher ups. So all they want is servants to come in and just support the system rather than a true leader that may change the system. It's a fragile system. We got all kind of fractional reserve bank, and they want to keep all of that intact. And a guy like Trump is in the way. He's in the way of whatever plan they have that is many years in the future that's starting to take place right now, which is why you got 40% of Gen Z talking about the LGBT when normally it's only about 2 to 3% of the population that may identify that way. Why is it a big rise from 2 to 3% to 40% who identifies LGBT as Gen Z? It's a plan. And when somebody comes in and says, hey, stop that plan, they don't like it. They don't like it. So, yeah, they don't want Kamala to speak. Listen, Trump said, let's do 3 debates. Let's do one on September the 4th or the 5th, which that passed. So they didn't agree to that. They, meaning Kamala's team. Let's do September the 10th. They agreed to that one, probably because Trump does not like ABC and he has litigation against him. So they figured that'd be the easiest one to get out of if worse come to worse. And then he had proposed another one after the September 10th one, which is this coming Tuesday. Let's do another one. No response. They don't want her to talk. They don't want her to do any kind of town halls, no debates, no interviews, no nothing. 40% NB. That's right. Yikes is right. The same thing I said. You read in my mind. We on the same page. You read in my mind. But yeah, so this is going to be very interesting coming up on September the 10th for the debate. But as far as the questions that he was asked tonight during the town hall, I thought they were good questions. And I think that Trump handled himself well. He's 77 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And he is very spry. He's quick on his feet. He's quicker than both Kamala and Biden. What Trump said during this talk right here, or one of the questions he was answering, he was like, they say that Biden is smarter than Kamala. That's correct. I don't agree with Joe Biden at all, or his crack smoking son, or the daughter that got some issues, probably because of Joe Biden, you know, kind of being inappropriate or whatever the case may be, allegedly. I don't like them at all. They kind of represent a disgusting type of energy. I don't like the Bidens. However, I'm not going to sit here and say he is a drooling moron. He has bad ideas, but he's not necessarily, you know, just foaming at the mouth. Okay. He has a relatively high IQ. But then when you go to a person like Kamala, that ain't there. The intelligence is not there, nor is the education. Okay. Just like when she said price gauging, you don't even know what price gouging means. You're not a very well educated person. You have more education than me. All I have is an associate's degree from the community college because I wanted to be a graphic designer, which I was for a long time, self-employed. That's all I have. But how do I know what price gouging is and how to pronounce it and how to read it when I see it? And you don't, and you are a person that was a U.S. senator. Did you go to Harvard, Yale, something like that? Very high education. You're a lawyer. You passed the bar, but you don't even know what price gouging is. See what I'm saying? You highly educated, but you're a moron. You kind of a mouth drooler. You right on the borderline of a mouth drooler, although you're very highly educated. So sometimes when someone says that a person is highly educated, it's misleading. You may have an advanced degree, but do you know how to boil a pot of water? Do you have any practical knowledge? Do you have any leadership skills? When there's issues that arise in this nation and in the world, and you're called upon to devise a strategy to be able to deal with it along with your people in government, how are you going to make that happen? But you don't even understand basic things about our society and the world. You're a mouth drooler. Nobody should vote for this woman. I don't care if you think she's black or white or whatever. I would say the same thing about a white person. Listen, Joe Biden has a higher IQ, but he's 1,000 years old. He pretty much got 1 foot in the ground. Everybody knows it. One swift wind, he's out of there. One swift wind, he falls on the ground. Boom. All of that right there going to be pretty much done. He could be looking like Dianne Feinstein at the end, scrunched up in the wheelchair. It's going to be a sad sight to see. I say, let the man just go home and let the younger blood come in, but they don't have anybody. It goes back to what I said. All they do is breed followers, cogs in the machine, workers, no leaders, because you can't have anybody to overtake the overlords. That's why they don't like Trump. It's not even about he's racist. That's the normie. They say that to make the normies be against them. They say that to turn you against your family member. Okay. They say that to make your uncle come to the cookout and start talking about Trump and getting his pressure worked up and then mess around and having a heart attack because he's so angry about Donald Trump. And when you sit there and try to get him to calm down and say, hey, why are you mad about Donald Trump? What did he do? Oh, well, it's going to be straight up MSNBC talking points. So they put all that out there to turn you against the president, but they have a different reason why they don't like him. He's getting in the way of their plans that they've been had for a very long time. And anybody that comes through the government, hey, if you don't follow along, then you got to go over there. Just like what's happening with Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all these people, they're outsiders. They're seen as kind of like trash to the DC elite. So they want to get him out of there. So they put out slanderous things about him to make you turn against him. That's how that works. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Yeah, mouth jeweler. You can use that one. I'm giving you a free license to use that one. All right. But shout out to you guys. So if you're just not coming in, it was a short thing. It was like 20 minutes because part one of the town hall was yesterday on Hannity, and then part two was today. So I just covered the part two. All right. I got some super chats here. I'll read those right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Shaquille Oatmeal, is Shaquille Oatmeal playing the heel today? Like, what is going on? Like, it's crazy to be in character in a YouTube chat room. That's something else, man. I admire the dedication. Okay, I admire the dedication, man. Shout out to you. When you need a good troll in the chat and there's not one there, it's like, hey, you know what? Don't even worry about it, man. I'll come through and be the troll for you tonight. I appreciate that, man. That's really, top level thinking. That's top level thinking. All right, hold on. Did she fail the bar exam? No way. How are you going to fail the bar exam but then become the attorney general? Make that make sense. I mean, if you failed it one time and then you passed it, yeah, but not to fail it permanently and then, oh, you know what? I've never passed the bar exam, but now I'm the attorney general. I don't think that happened. But hey, who knows? At this point, I don't even know what's going on. All right. I know it's mouth breather, but I decided to say mouth drooler. I wanted to remix the term. I wanted to make the term my own. So shout out to the mouth droolers and the mouth breathers. You know, everybody. Okay, I don't discriminate against I don't discriminate against anyone except for two classes of people: the mouth breathers and the mouth droolers. That's the only ones that I discriminate against. When I see them come in and say, "Hey, don't come in here, go over there." Okay, go in the mouth drooler section. Everybody else, black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe, as long as you act right and you're not crazy out here trying to crash out, out here trying to violate my rights, that's totally fine. You're my people. At that point, the color don't even matter. It don't matter. As long as we on the same page, then that's all that matters. I got super chats. Then I wrap it on up. Thank you to Caius Proximus, who says Elon Musk auditing the Fed is freaking hilarious. He audited the Fed. Anybody want to explain that in the chat? He also says RFK endorsed Trump, yet his lead hasn't changed. Shout out to somebody said ABL's chair, because yesterday I took 2 bathroom breaks out, man. Listen, I was drinking water like I was about to start. I was in the desert. So, you know what I mean? But ABL's chair says, if you need to take a break, I got you, boss. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Bob K MIT, who says, thank you for all you do, ABL. Thank you for your support. Thank you to Striver, who says, Conor McGregor just announced he is running for president of Ireland. Okay. All right. Let's see how that works. That'd be very interesting. I wonder what his political platform is. I hope it's just, conservative values, and hopefully it's an extension of what we're doing over here. That's my hope. Thank you to TJ Jizzle, who says, thanks for showing this, sir. Will you do a short on most of Walz's family supporting the alpha man in the room after Kennedy's family denounced RFK? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So, and a short, that's a good piece of advice. I'm going to do that and put it on all the other platforms. But yeah, I saw that picture, of course, and I hope there's an interview or something like that to go with it. But I think just being able to show that picture of Tim Walz's family with the Walz's for Trump shirt on, that right there, that's pretty much a slam dunk. That is an easy breezy slam dunk. All right. So shout out to y'all. Hold on. Ron Henderson says she passed the Snicker bar. You're talking about, Kamala. I don't know how Kamala really passed anything at all. Thank you, Cat Lover. I appreciate you. So you really enjoy my videos. Thank you. Jennifer says, I don't like Elon Musk because he wants to put chips in our brains. Yeah, I mean, I'm not down for that either. So I understand your point of view. I really do understand your point of view. All right. Oh, you guys want to see Walz twirling? Oh, boy, yeah, you man. Hold on. Yeah. So I have it somewhere here because I was going to show it. Yeah, Tim Walz, that's Kamala's VP pick. This guy is completely goofy. But like I said, they don't have anybody that's not goofy, really. Everybody's kind of the same way. I ain't going to show that one dude dancing that looked like he was Tim, but it was not. If I can find it, I'll show you guys. Oh, and a little bit of news that's happening right now before. I'll be here for a little while. A few more minutes, I'll be here. But a little bit of breaking news. So, they arrested the father of the Georgia shooter. All right. So here's what happened. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna pull up an article right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Just so you know, I'm not making this up. This is New York Times. New York Times. You see right here at the top, New York Times. Father of teen suspect charged in Georgia school shooting. The father, Colin Gray, was charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, the authorities said. An official said the charges stem from him knowingly allowing his son to have a weapon. Now, let me tell you what happened. Let me give you the actual details here. Okay. So remember the FBI, local authorities, they knew that the son was a risk because last year in 2023, before Christmas, we'll get to that in a minute. Last year, the then 13-year-old was sending threats to a school or the school that he went to. So they traced the threats back to him, and they went to his house, the authorities, and they talked to the son and the father. Now they asked the father during this little meeting, hey, do you have any weapons in the house? He's like, yes, I have hunting weapons, but they're locked up and my son does not have access to them. Okay. They alerted the schools in the nearby area about what was going on. And that was that. Now, fast forward, the son goes to school and takes 4 lives. 2 students, 2 teachers, 4 people. May they rest in peace. Prayers out to their family. What happened was the father gave the son an AR for Christmas in 23. After the police already came to the house talking about, hey, he's sending threats, talking about he wants to shoot the school up. And they asked him, hey, do you have any guns? Yes, I do, but they're locked up and my son does not have access to them. So what does the father do after the feds come to his house and warn him about his son? He gives his son a rifle for Christmas after all that. So now he goes to school with that same rifle he got from his dad and kills 4 people. So now the father's been arrested. Now you guys tell me if the correct thing was done. Do you think the feds or GBI or whoever did the right thing in arresting the father? Knowing all of what I told you, are the feds right or wrong? Y'all let me know in the comments. Okay, and is it the feds that got him? Let me see. GBI. So the locals, they got him. The Georgia, state police, I suppose. Poor parenting, instigator daddy. Son had childhood neglect. Dad said, go get him, Tiger. Basically, Terrence says, I'm glad this quote unquote father was arrested. Kaya says that basically gave him the green light. Exactly. He gave him the green light. It's like, yeah, go ahead and do that. I already got warned that you might shoot the school up. You were sending threats. You got problems. He's in class, 1-word answers, all this and that and the third. He had all the signs. And the feds came to the house. They came to the house. Hey man, your son got a problem. He gave him he pretty much went ahead and said, yeah, go ahead and do that. Okay, go ahead and do that. And then, hold on. Georgia school shooter. I'm gonna show you guys the shooter's mugshot. They got the mugshot, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, charged the dad too. Dad probably said, the dad probably said it. The dad probably said, yeah, go ahead and do that. So is GBI, is that a federal agency? Is that local? I don't want to say the wrong thing. But yeah, the dad pretty much gave him the green light. Go ahead. It's fine. So yeah, we can't do that at all. All right. So here's the shooter right here. And Colt Gray. His name is Colt Gray, 14 years old. That's him. So GBI, feds, whoever, they go to his house in 2023, warn the father, because they talked to this boy and the boy's father last year. And they were talking about, hey, he's sending threatening messages to the school, talking about he want to shoot it up and he might be a risk. Do you have any guns in the house? Okay, so it's state police. Thank you. Local agents. All right. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So I think I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. I'll probably do that video just stand alone by itself tomorrow about what's going on here. And then that'll be that. The hair tell you something? Yeah, the hair tells me a lot. The hair tells me a lot. And then I was watching some interviews from students after the shooting. And one girl said that he was in her class and he didn't really talk much. He had 1-word answers. Didn't really associate with anybody. Everybody knew this, he'd be the one that do something like that. And he already had put a warning out there. So yeah, definitely the dad should get arrested because he's your responsibility. At the time he was 13 years old. So that's your responsibility. He's a minor. I could see if he's an adult, that's something different, but at 13 years old, that's your responsibility. And you're warned and you're given instructions and you refuse to follow it. Don't let him have guns. Don't let him have access to guns. keep an eye on him. He was sending threatening messages. Listen, man, you have to, people don't, maybe they don't want to believe it about their child. Oh, my child would never. Listen, sometimes you got to listen to people and what they're telling you, and don't have your head in the sand. They got the messages. They probably showing you the messages on his phone or when he was emailing, because they can subpoena all of that. They probably able to get everything from him, his phone, his emails, everything. So they're showing them like, look, this is what he's trying to do. And the father just refusing to listen to it. So no, man, you got a minor in your house. That's your responsibility. Especially if you know, see, it's one thing if you have no idea about what's going on, if you're just oblivious, which can happen, I suppose. But if you're told, hey, this is happening, and you refuse to do the basic thing you can do to prevent it, meaning not give him a weapon. Yeah, it's crazy. Totally crazy. All right. So do I have anything else here? I'm going to just see if I have anything else. I think that's pretty much all we got. I'm going to do a video about that specifically tomorrow because we got to get that really done. What's the mom doing? I don't know. I've not heard anything about the mom. I think he was just living with his father. I don't know where the mom was at. That's a really good question. I've not heard anything about the mom yet. Maybe the mom is in the picture. Maybe she's not. I do not know. I'll try to find more about the mother on tomorrow when I do that video. MGutBB says his account on X was taken down. Picture of him totally woke in quote saying something about all MAGAs. I'm not quite sure what you were saying there. Hold on. Blades, you send a donation, Blades? I don't see it. Did you just send it? I'm going to go check and see if I see it. If I don't, then, you got to blame YouTube. YouTube then stole your money, man. You better go talk to whoever the CEO is now and be like, hey, man. Oh, I see it now. I see it. All right. You said, can we beat political Nostradamus? I'm worried. Oh, you talking about that dude that says he's a political Nostradamus and he's got a bunch of recent elections right, except for 1 or 2. I mean, I don't believe anything that anybody says. I don't trust anybody at all. So whatever anybody says, I'm going to double check you on it because people lie so much nowadays. They lie like it's nothing. They lie for no reason. They lie about dumb stuff, man. Just like Jamie Raskin lying about his hair implants. It's like, my man, you don't got to lie until you get cancer and then you had cancer, but don't act like the reason you have on this bandana is because of your cancer. Why lie about that? Why? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's so weird. It's so weird to me. So I don't trust anything. And then he's just guessing. He can't necessarily know that. So no, that's like believing in the groundhog from, you know what I mean? Okay, Punxsutawney Phil going to come out and see his shadow. He might as well believe in that at that point. So he might as well, every time the groundhog come out at a certain time of the year, just schedule your whole year based on what the groundhog does or doesn't do. And then if the groundhog gets dropped like it did with Bill de Blasio, what that mean? The groundhog don't see nothing but the 6 foot under. The groundhog see the incinerator. The groundhog see the inside of a wild boar or something like this. He ain't seeing no shadow, is he? So I don't believe in any of that stuff. I don't believe in any of that stuff. But you know what I do believe in? I do believe in God, though. For real. And if you don't believe in God, I'm not saying you gotta be religious. I'm not religious, but I do believe in God. Because I tell you what, regardless of who you want to worship, whatever, you can't tell me that somebody can have a straight shot to somebody's forehead from as close as that shooter was with Trump. He shoots the shot, and as the shot is traveling, Trump go like this. He moves just like a little bit like this. Tell me that's not God intervening. Like, nope, we're not going to do that. Hey, I'm going to let y'all do a lot of stuff out here in the world. I'll let some crazy things happen, but not this. Not today. Move it like that, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And those things always happen, but, they kind of like brushed away, or it's a miracle and it's not really a big story. But that one right there, you saw a miracle in front of your eyes. I'm talking about like just a fraction of it, just that much, one way or the other, you're talking about somebody being dead or alive. Like headshot, boom, straight through the brain. All of that would have been done. Like you would have been out of here. Little move. Guy intervened, said, nope, not today. So the powers that be might even know that. They're like, man, we can't do nothing with this guy, man. It's destined to be. He's the one. Listen, we're trying to lawfare. That's not working. We're trying to get him locked up. We're trying to get the public against him. The more we say against him, the more the public loves him. We don't have control of the people anymore. And we tried to go ahead and ice him. Guy intervened. How are we going to succeed against this man? At a certain point, they got to go ahead and just relent. And then when you see the debate coming up on September the 10th, it's going to be really gruesome. It's going to be really gruesome. It's going to be real bad. I'm talking real bad. And like Trump said, let her talk. Go ahead. Let her talk. Because the more she talks, the more she will dig herself a hole. She'll dig a big old hole and hop right in like it's a bunker. Okay, but with no kind of flooring, no kind of nothing, just a straight up dirt. You're going to have roaches and all out on your back. You digging a straight up hole. All right, that's what's going to happen when she talks. So I can't wait, man. That's going to be great TV for me. For Kamala, if I didn't think she was on the absolute wrong team, who are trying to take our rights away as human beings, if not for that, I might even kind of feel sorry. I was like, man, you know somebody going to just get beat up like it's a fight about to happen at school, and you see what's about to happen. It's like somebody don't know no better trying to challenge somebody they think is weak, and it's like, here we go. And then they get stomped out, man. It's a bad thing to see. I don't want to see nobody get stomped out like that. It's to the point. It's like when you watching a UFC fight and the guys on the ground is getting hammer fisted, bam, bam, and it's like, ref, can you please stop the match? Like, stop it. Like, it's no. I don't want to see this man just get pummeled like this. Stop the match. That'll be what happens during the debate. You know what? What I want to see. What I would love to see, what I made for great TV. What I like to see is if Kamala quits mid-debate and start crying or something like that. Oh my goodness. If she does that, man, oh man, oh man, that'll make my year. That would make my year. If she just busts out crying and stops in mid-debate, oh my goodness. Boy, that right there would be iconic. If that happened or something anywhere near that happened, the race would be over. It'd be over. Worse than Walter Mondale. Like I said, Walter Mondale lost to Reagan in 1984, and it was so bad he didn't win any state except for his home state in Minnesota, right? Now let's fast forward to 2024. You got Tim Walz running as vice president who's from Minnesota. He's so bad. Listen, Kamala's bad. But he's worse than Kamala, actually. He's really bad. I got to find him trolling before we leave. But he's so bad that he's making Kamala actually do worse in Minnesota. How do you make somebody like Kamala do worse? She's really bad, and it's nothing to do with her ethnicity or nothing like that. She's just goofy. Same as Tim Walz. I don't see them as anything else. I don't see them as their color or their gender. I see them as goofy entities, goofy humans. I put them in the goofball category, okay? I'd rather have Pee Wee Herman, theater, action, or whatever, run for president than them, because I know with him, he's just acting like dopey and stuff like this, rather than them actually being like that in real life. And that is, again, not leadership skills. It's not leadership skills. If you want to be goofy and be a comedian or a regular normie, that's fine. But I don't want you to be the president, though. I don't want you to be the president. If you're goofy, don't know anything, don't know too much about real world life, you're just a student, and that's all you do is, like, I need you to know a little bit more than that. Okay, I need you just to know a tad bit more. Hold on. I'm going to show Walz, and then I'll keep on rocking and rolling. And shout out to y'all. If you're just not coming in, the town hall was pretty short. It was just part 2. So that's over with. But hold on. Let me see if I can because it was one where they said he was like in the pageant. Yeah, there we go. All right, I got it up right here. So I'm going to show a few of these and then I'll wrap it. So if you didn't see this last time, this is the Minnesota State Fair. And they got this wheel up and they're spinning the wheel and whatever it lands on is just one of the things that Tim Walz has done in Minnesota. Tampons in boys' bathrooms, mask mandate, the burning of Minneapolis, small businesses crushed, child transgender surgeries, COVID snitch line, tax increases, all of that. So they don't like him in Minnesota. He's so bad he's making Kamala suffer in his home state. And it's crazy because how do you make somebody who's already doing bad do that much worse? And then again, we got the Waltzes for Trump. And the funniest thing is the grammar police on this one. Oh, it shouldn't be WALZ''S. It should be WALZES. Maybe apostrophe S on top of that, but probably just the Waltzes ES. It's like, okay, that's great. But I think the message is the message. I think we get the picture. We really do. All right. So shout out to the Nebraska Waltzes. And then here he is with the whole beauty pageant situation going on. Okay. It's like, who are you waving at? And why are you waving like that? Too goofy. That's not a leader at all. You just way too excited, way too over the top, way too flamboyant. I mean, you wouldn't be a you wouldn't be a barbecue dad in your subdivision. That's fine, but and RIP to the headphone users. I know that tore your earphones to pieces. But if you want to be a grill dad or something like that, that's fine. But trying to be the leader, no.
Thanks, everybody.
Like, what is this? Jazz hands? It's a mess. And sister, I see you, sister. Sister, if you are in danger, please blink yourself 2 times. If you are in danger, I will come rescue you. Sister in a pink suit, I will come rescue you if you are in danger. Blink twice if you alert me, I will tell the village to come and rescue you.
Thanks for doing that work.
So yeah, Tim Walz, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Or Kamala or anyone over there. That's just not really my cup of tea. Did I have one more? I think I got everything right there. All right. Yeah, definitely big time beta. Beta Max. Hold on. Matter of fact, I got a video I wanted to show you guys before I wrap it up for real. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit more because I was so short. There's a video of a young lady talking about Roland Martin. You guys know what Roland Martin is. If you don't know what Roland Martin is, I'm going to show him briefly. But it's a video where the woman is talking about how soft the men are who defend this man. Okay. Beta males. Henpecked. She used the word henpecked. Hold on. So let me just show who this guy is, right? Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Not only am I going to show you who Roland Martin is, I'm going to show you Roland Martin dancing. Yeah. A whole buck shuffle for Hillary Clinton. A whole shuffle. Like, what in the world when the masses wife say, hey, boy, do a little dance for me now. He did that for real. I was like, oh my goodness, Roland, what are you doing? Okay, so here is Roland. And Roland, listen, you will never live this down. This is back in 2015 when Hillary, listen, hold on. Hillary Clinton, that's what you want to support, Roland Martin? Anyway, this is when she was running against Trump, okay? But check it out.
That is it for us. I do got to ask you, do you know how to wobble?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know how to wobble?
I don't.
You know how to wobble? You just lost the black vote right there.
Yeah.
Karen, The black folks on your staff need to teach you how to do the wobble. Trust me.
Can you show me how to do it?
Oh, I can show you how to do it. You gonna pick up some votes. Trust me.
But I gotta see it in order to know it.
Hold on, you need some music. I don't really the music, but I'm just saying.
Okay, who can show me? Come on, don't be shy.
I told y'all Black Network we do a little bit different.
Well, you raised it. Now don't leave me hanging out here.
You want to put my iPod on? I got music.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, plug this up right now.
And what's crazy is that he was really pushing he really wanted to dance. He was really pushing the issue because Hillary don't want to do no dancing. She wants to go ahead and end the thing, but she's just giving them like entertaining answers like, she don't really want to get up and start dancing. He's like, oh, let's dance. Plug up my phone. Sir, are you that thirsty to get up there and start bucking for this lady? Sir.
Y'all know I'll put it on now. Secretary Clinton, it's a pleasure. Thank you so very much. Claflin thanks you as well. Round of applause, please. Democratic presidential candidate.
Thank you, Roland.
Secretary Hillary Clinton. That's how I told y'all need the music. Don't let the ascot fool you.
I would never in my life do nothing like that. Roland Martin, really? Don't tell me about nothing. Listen, I don't want to hear no fat neck ascot wearing, buck dancing buffoon. I don't want to have nobody like that tell me nothing about nothing. You hear me? Nothing about nothing. I would never. Hey, Miss Lady, look at my dance. Man, you out of your mind. And he was begging to do it. Begging. She didn't really want to do all that. Plug my phone out. Sir. Now, this is a young lady because there was a video that popped up where Roland was speaking. Yeah, he does his show, right? And he shows clips like I do on Twitter. And the clip went to the next one like automatically. Maybe it was on his phone or something. Didn't have a PC hooked up because he don't put no money into his show because he's a broke idiot. Anyway, the video just went from something regular, like what I would show, to some dude and his hind parts naked, black dude. I'm like, as long as I've been doing these streams, as long as I've been on Twitter using the platform since 2008, I never in my life accidentally came across no male hind parts on my timeline. Okay. I ain't never just been scrolling and been like, oops, here goes some dude naked. But that happened on Roland Martin show. He talking about some, it's just Twitter. It does it automatically. Sir, really? I was born at night, not last night. I promise. I was born at night, not last night. Don't tell me no lies like that. Don't gaslight me like that, sir. Okay, now this young lady hold on. She pretty much broke it down.
I know I'll be attacked for saying this, but it's fine. It's the truth. But the men who follow Roland Martin do not tend to be alpha males. They normally tend to be what is called beta males. And I'm not saying this as an insult, but it is what it is. Back in the day, they called them hen peck. They don't wear the pants in their house. Those types of men or LGBTQ men, those are normally the men that follow Roland Martin. Whenever you see an alpha male, a headstrong male, a male who stands on his shit on his show, Roland Martin attacks that man. So this is my observation. Y'all can get mad all y'all want. So when that video was released, it didn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? If it comes out that it's not real, cool. But for now, until I see that it's not, I believe it because his behavior leads me to believe that's what he likes. And if he likes that, cool. You grown, do what you do. But I'm just saying, Roland Martin is very sassy and alpha males do not follow Roland Martin. When I have men attacking me on behalf of the defense of Roland Martin, I mean, they don't be the most masculine men. That's all I'm saying.
There it is. Now, if you don't know Roland Martin is, it's okay. You don't got to know. not everything, but the main thing you got to know about Roland Martin is he is a stone cold stunt down Democrat, and any conservative, black conservative, has got an issue with it. Roland Martin is like a Van Jones, but just not even as polished as a Van Jones is. Van Jones at least is in shape and he don't got this big fat neck or nothing like that. And Van Jones knows how to behave. He's not so flamboyant and fruity like Roland Martin is. But Roland Martin always attacks us on the right from the left. He's always like the attack animal for the attack dog of the Democratic Party. And a lot of us know who he is. He has a show that is, I guess you would say, a little bit known in the community. So people know who he is. Just the same kind of way, it's a lot of influencers that I may not know of that have really big followings. I might not know when that's okay because others know and they follow him, and that person can have an impact on their political opinion. I feel like a guy like Roland Martin has stoked quite a bit of anti-Trump rhetoric. He's probably contributed to the Trump derangement syndrome nationwide. So that's why I chose to talk about him right now, since I got a little bit of time. All right. So yeah, shout out to, hey, listen, I would never in my life get up there and start dancing, but that's him. That's the guy. All right, that's pretty much all I got for now. I'll be back, of course, live on Saturday as normal. Same bad time, same bad place. If you're just now coming in, we watched the second part of the town hall with Trump and Sean Hannity earlier. It's only about 20 minutes because they had part one on last night, and they did part two tonight as part of the Hannity show, but it wasn't the entire show. It was just like 20 minutes. All right, so that'll be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys. Did I get all the super chats? I think I did. I mean, just to make sure. I don't want nobody to yell at me like my man did earlier. He was like, hey, man, read the super chat. Like, what are we doing? So I don't want to get my man Blades upset. Shout out to you, Blades. I appreciate you. Yeah, I got a couple more. All right, I'm glad I checked because I ain't want to get hurt by nobody. So Blades again says, so you're saying even though Alan Lichtman got 9 out of 10 right, technically 10 out of 10 via popular vote, our man Trump can come in clutch and beat the witch. I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't get all of them right. So, and he's just guessing. Just because you have luck does not mean that you're infallible. Your luck is just luck, and that's it. And sometimes you could tell who's going to win. I mean, it was pretty obvious who was going to win in 2016. And when is he making his predictions? He's making his predictions like right now in September on the eve of the election. And that's just him, really. And so you guys know what I'm talking about. He's trying to ask about this guy that has predicted a bunch of previous elections, almost all of them except for Al Gore and what was that, 00 or 04, whenever that was. And this year he has predicted that Kamala will win over Trump. But everything that we're looking at points toward Trump winning. The support for Trump nationwide, from left to right, young to old, is increasing. It's not decreasing. Every time they try to shoot him, they try to put him in jail, they try to do whatever, the support from him increases. They had to switch out. Look, Democrats are weak. They had to switch out their candidate midstream. Oops, he can't run, although we said he can run for the past few years. So let's go ahead and switch him out and put this woman in there. And the lady they put in there is a whole goofball that can't even talk to the press. There's nothing that she can contribute that would trump what Trump has done. And she can't go track record for track record because your 3.5 years in office has produced nothing of substance. But Trump did have a good 3 years in office, except for C-19, which impacted the whole entire world. Okay, so it's like, where's the comparison? And then also, I'm not going to be losing sleep at night because of another man's opinion. I don't care about this random guy. Who is he for real? Is he Jesus Christ? Why should I care about what he says? All right, a gambler in the street might have a hot streak, but so what? What that mean? Anyway, shout out to, what's his name? Alan Lichtman. You know, sometimes they bring these people out they bring people out to try and make them be an authority. And I feel like they're not even real people. It's like, who is Alan Lichtman? Where'd you come from? Why should I pay you any attention at all? Anyway, so yeah, shout out to him though. Like I said, believe in the groundhog. Also, thank you to Norm Herting, who says, but Roland and Van Jones would call us COONS. Roland probably would. I don't know about Van Jones. But hey, it is what it is. I still recognize Van Jones as being somebody that's more put together, and it's not so fruity and funny acting like Roland Martin. Hold on. Swatchplate says, thoughts on Schumer's recent statement on granting citizenship to all illegal aliens. Sorry if you mentioned it, I'm late. I mean, that ain't nothing new. They always do that. They always try to do things like that. That's their goal, really, to make the illegal alien citizens. That's been the goal. That's nothing new. Now, what would really make a difference is if you got certain legislation that's passed and they go about it that way. You know, if that's going on, now we got a problem. Now we got a big problem. All righty. So is Carter still alive? Was that Jimmy Carter? Yeah, I think he's still alive, barely. Hold on. He's almost 100 years old. He'll be 100 on October the 1st. He was born October the 1st, 1924. So yeah, he's still living, but he hanging on by a thread. Hey, but he's blessed to have such a long life, man. 100 years, that's a very long time. And you can't live forever, so it is what it is. All right, live your life while you had it. All right, so that's pretty much all I got. I'll be back on Saturday. Shout out to you guys for being here. And until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.